The Giants have a good defense. Everybody knows this. If they put Vic under pressure and manage to keep him in the pocket, the Giants win the game. If Vic manages to get out of the pocket and run all over them like he's able to do, and he's able to get time to throw to arguably the best wide receiver in football in Deshaun Jackson right now, then the Eagles win this in a blowout. But I think it's going to be a close one. I think Michael Vick's going to have trouble getting started in this game, but we'll end up winning this game on a last-minute drive. The Eagles will win this one in a very good game. I wish I could watch it. 21-17, and the final drive is what wins the game. That's my 2 games of the week predictions. We already hit on Kansas City at St. Louis, Washington at Dallas. Donovan McNabb got benched, so I'm going to take Dallas in this one in a low-scoring game, 14-17. Houston at Tennessee, the rematch. Let's hope there's no brawls this week, but I'm going to take Tennessee to get their revenge and finally pick up a win, even though they look horrible for the rest of the year. Tennessee will win this one 14-3. Houston's having problems with their offense. Arizona at Carolina, a battle of 2 bad teams, but Arizona is the lesser of badness, I guess you can say. Arizona wins that one 10-7. We already talked about Philadelphia at New York. Detroit at Tampa Bay. Detroit surprisingly won their game last week. Tampa Bay is looking to still be in the battle for the NFC South. They won't win it. They could still very well make the wild card, though. I'm going to take Tampa Bay in this one 28-7. Detroit's having problems with the offense this week. Cleveland at Cincinnati. Colt McCoy's back, so I have to go with the Browns. I like the way Colt McCoy has played this season. I said he'd be a good quarterback, and so far he's proven me right. Cleveland wins that one 21-17. Buffalo at Miami. Miami's still fighting for their playoff lives. Who knows? They might make it in. It's a tough AFC conference. Miami wins that one in a low-scoring game, 7-6. Jacksonville at Indianapolis. Indy 17, Jacksonville 14. New Orleans at Baltimore. I'm going to take Baltimore. I don't know. That's a tough game. I had trouble debating on whether I wanted to make that the game of the week, but I'm going to take Baltimore 21-20. Atlanta at Seattle. Atlanta's going to walk all over Seattle. Atlanta's just too good. They are in sync with our offense and defense right now, but they're going to walk all over them. 35-7. Lucky if Seattle gets even that. Denver at Oakland. I'm going to take Oakland 13-7. Jets at Pittsburgh. Another game that I thought about making game of the week, but I'm going to take Pittsburgh in this one as the Jets are struggling right now. Pittsburgh in a low-scoring game, 17-14. Green Bay at New England. New England's too hot right now for anybody to even touch them. Aaron Rodgers is not playing this week. New England 21-3. Chicago at Minnesota. I'm going to have to take Chicago in this one as they're playing in Minnesota University's stadium, since you all heard about the collapse of the Minnesota Vikings stadium. We'll touch on that a little bit later. The Bears win that 17-7. Next week's Thursday night game, Carolina at Pittsburgh. I'm going to take Pittsburgh to win it 14-7. Close scoring game, but hard to judge next Thursday's game when these games aren't even over. That's my predictions for this week. When we come back to Sports Junkies, we'll be talking what about, Kyle?
We're going to hit on this past week's Slammy recap, and then I'm going to hit the question, is John Morrison ready to be a champion? And then finally I'll close out with Hulk Hogan, the face of professional wrestling, remarries. All that and so much more when we come back here on Sports Junkies. Welcome back to Sports Junkies, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to take a look at professional wrestling. For lack of a better term, what a week it's been. Starting Monday night, we had the Slammies, which happens to be a 3-hour live special where the WWE presents its version of the Emmy Awards. During the 3-hour special, there were 11 different awards presented. Sadly, and I haven't figured this out yet, Michael Cole somehow managed to win another freaking award for the "and I quote" line. I'm still waiting for some fan to pelt this dude with a tomato. I pay you $5, so anyone within the sound of my voice, please hit him in the head, email me, I will gladly give you money. Just throwing that out there, guys. They also gave the award for the fan reaction of the year to the Miz girl. And if you guys haven't seen this, it's something else. I mean, the girl, it was the face she made when the Miz cashed in his Money in the Bank contract to beat Randy Orton after his match with Wade Barrett. Her face had the nastiest reaction I have seen in 15 years of watching wrestling. CM Punk claimed another award, the Despicable Me Award, for his rendition of Happy Birthday to Rey Mysterio's daughter during their feud earlier this year. Pee Wee Herman won the Guest Star Shining Moment of the Year. And yes, Pee Wee Herman, WWE, and award were all in the same sentence right there. Again, one of those things I don't quite understand, but hey, it was entertaining for anyone who didn't see it. Shawn Michaels won the Moment of the Year for his match with The Undertaker at WrestleMania. And an interesting fact found out, Michaels and Taker had two classic back-to-back Mania matches, one at 25 and one at 26. And both of those matches, believe it or not, went on to win the respective awards at the end of the year. The match from WrestleMania 25 won Match of the Year. Their last match won the Moment of the Year. Edge won the Oh Snap Meltdown for his classic Argument and Destruction of the Anonymous Raw GM's computer. And if you haven't seen that, you need to get on YouTube and look that up. It was the funniest thing I've seen all year. The Nexus won Shocker of the Year for their debut and decimation of John Cena at the beginning of the summer. And John Cena took home two Slammies of his own. First for the Holy Crap Move of the Year, where he dropped Batista through the stage in Batista's last match, and Cena won Superstar of the Year for the second year in a row. Match-wise, there were a couple of really decent matches on Monday Night Raw. The first one was John Cena, who actually got rehired this past Monday night. Big shocker there, right? He faced off against David Otunga of the Nexus in a match which saw Cena win and cause David Otunga to tap out. After the match was over, John Cena destroyed Otunga's leg with a chair. I'm looking forward to this Sunday when Cena finally gets his hands on Barrett, but that's another topic for another day. The other match that I really enjoyed was Sheamus and John Morrison, which really wasn't a match, I guess. They battled to a no contest, and the GM announced that there will be a number one contenders ladder match this coming Sunday at the annual TLC pay-per-view to determine the number one contender for the WWE Championship. Which leads me to my second topic. John Morrison. Everyone's heard of him, at least anyone that's watched wrestling. One of the most fit men to enter a wrestling ring in years, can bend his body in ways that I can't even bend a piece of paper. It's amazing watching this guy wrestle. But the question I pose here, and Josh, I'll ask you, do you think he's ready to be a champion?
I can't honestly answer that. How long has he been in the WWE? I mean, I was into wrestling when he first got into it. I know that. I can throw a question back at you is, as long as he's been in the WWE, why hasn't he stepped up until now?
If I've got my facts straight, he won Season 2, I believe it was, of Tough Enough. He's been there, I'd say going on 8 or 9 years, maybe not quite that long. Started with The Miz. He's actually won countless championships and awards in his career already. The numerous time tag team champion, one with The Miz and with R-Truth, and he's held the Intercontinental title, on a couple of different occasions. I don't think it's a matter of him stepping up to the plate, but I think they finally gave him the limelight, I guess you'd say. They put him up against somebody like Sheamus, who came in, has only been there for a couple of years, but he is a force to be reckoned with in the WWE, no doubt about that. Took out Triple H, captured the WWE Championship within his first year. At this time last year, he beat John Cena to win the WWE Championship. He's had one good program with Sheamus, who is, one of the top-line heels at the moment, but is that enough big-time exposure for Morrison to be ready to fight at this level? I mean, the man has all the right tools. There's no doubt about that. The physique, the athleticism, the mic skills, he has everything you need to be a champion. There's no doubt about that. But the question is, could he compete consistently at this top level? As anyone's seen at Survivor Series, he had a hell of a match with Sheamus. King of the Ring finals a couple of weeks ago had another classic match with Sheamus Now it's a tied 1-1 on both ends. But this Sunday, it's a whole other ball game. It's a ladder match, and it's a matter of if he can beat the Celtic Warriors this coming Sunday in a ladder match. In my opinion, I think he's ready to be a champion. I think he's ready to carry the face of the company. And if things keep going the way they're going, I see things happening in one of two ways. It's either going to be The Miz versus Morrison at WrestleMania for the championship, which would be a really good match, or this Sunday Sheamus is going to win, go on to beat The Miz at the Royal Rumble for the championship, and we're going to see the return of Triple H, and those two are going to clash at Mania for the title. I think it's going to go down one of those two ways.
Either way, it sounds like a good matchup to me.
In my third topic, one of the biggest news stories of the past couple of months, Hulk Hogan remarried. He married a young blonde named Jennifer. They got married this past week, and a brawl broke out between a security guard and a paparazzi. The cops got called, and now they're saying that the paparazzi claimed to have been carrying a gun during the entire incident. No charges have been filed. They're looking to interview the paparazzi a couple of more times, but it doesn't look like any charges will actually be filed as that goes. When we come back here, we're going to have Trey Westerberg with the most anticipated non-BCS matchups and a look at hockey as well as MMA.
All that and more when we come back on Sports Junkies.